Hey YouTube, well I'm going to make this video, and I do have friends that are Trump supporters big time, and I have no problem with that. I don't hate the guy, I don't think he's a terrible politician, and I don't think all his policies are bad. That being said, and I have nothing against him winning the 2020 election. That being said though, I'm I would rather see Bernie Sanders win. So I guess you could say, you would turn around and say, oh, you're biased, right? Well, no, not really. Again, I don't. Either one. As long as it's not a corporate politician who does what big companies tell them to do, I would I would say that's fine. But look, what I'm going to get at in this video is what I've seen is basically people who are Trump supporters are basically almost religious fanatics, okay? I know people don't want to hear that, but you guys are. Like, you are. Like, when people talk about Bernie Bros and all of that, I mean, that's nothing compared to you guys. I'm sorry, you guys are crazy as hell. And you're not willing to see reason, okay? For starters, I've heard the most paranoid delusions come from Trump supporter about if Bernie wins, that he's going to turn America into a communist state, that he's going to drive away capitalism and all capitalism brings, and drive away all the corporations, and basically end America, end Western civilization, because if it starts, it's like a domino effect. If something can happen in a country as big as America, it can happen across the world, right? But, that just simply isn't the case, right? And I feel like I'm talking to a wall here, like on this one, because the Trump supporters, when I say they're religious fanatics, they really are. Like, they are mad religious fanatic types. Like, Trump is like Jesus, and they're like, go Jesus. Like, that's what they're like. Like, it's crazy. And yeah, like the assumptions that I've heard, like them saying like Bernie's going to take all our guns and do all this and do all that. Probably not. And then people like that are saying, literally saying, I've heard them say, these paranoid delusionals, like they're literally saying, they're inventing this entire scenario where Bernie is this authoritarian dictator who basically demands that America give up its rights, and to all of that, and that he'll be assassinated. I've heard them use the word assassinated for that. Okay, so if the FBI or that listening, perhaps you should have a look at those crazies, because they literally are saying that if Bernie becomes the nominee and wins, that they will shoot him. Like, that is how nut jobby these people are. And these are over ideas that have never been said, have never been talked about, and that Bernie, like, why would he do any of those things? Like, he's literally never said he would do any of those things, or even led to doing any of those things. So this whole paranoid delusion is all them. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, if the authorities look at the video and go, oh, you said that, but oh, okay, I see why you said that. Well, that's what happens when you talk to these people. That's what they say, things like that. So, yeah, if they're serious, then I guess you got to say, well, bring them in. Find out what their problem is. Sounds like they need something like a stay in a mental ward in a padded room or something. Anyway, let me be clear with you guys, for the ones that do listen. Bernie is not about to drive away all the corporations in America. He's not about to become, you're not about to become a Soviet Russia. You're not about to become like, he's never, the only reason he gets tarred with this socialism thing is because the mainstream media said it, and you've eaten it up like crazy. Like, just listen to what he says, not what's being said about him, okay? Listen to the man, not what's being said about the man. We can say stuff about each other all the time, you know? And this whole, anything to basically tar and feather the guy because he stands for what's morally right. And you have to admit, what he's saying is morally right. Do you want to live in a world where what's morally wrong is what rules us all? That we're all so selfish and cynical that the only thing that matters in our lives is us, not even our families, just us? Because that's the kind of world you live in when you want this corporate elitism. And look, I'm only saying corporate elitism because in a Republican democracy, in a democratic democracy that isn't Bernie Sanders as the nominee, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get the 1%, which isn't even the 1%, by the way. It's like the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. That basically, I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's basically who. There's about 6 families that rule America through money. All right? They rule America through money. The rest of us are just plebs. We're nothings, right? Let me be clear with you people. You are not a part of their family, and you will never amass that kind of wealth, okay? You're never going to be a part of their club because you just existing, stand for everything they are not, and they don't want to be. Because if you can make it to where they are, that means they're not special. They're not really in control. All right? Do you understand? You're not ever going to be them. So why do you stand for people that clearly do not have your best interests at heart? I mean, the same can be said about Australian politics. My own country, we've literally got the dumbest population. All right? We get, for the last 60, 100 years or whatever, had the same 2 parties ruling us, right? And they keep screwing us over, treating us like garbage. I mean, you should see what they get away with here. Like, if our government did what like that in America, you guys would be wanting their friggin' heads on pikes. Like, I'm not joking. Like, the stuff they get away with here, because we're all a bunch of lazy, gutless wonders. Like, yeah, I'm serious. Like, they get away with it. And the Australian public never learn. Don't be like us. Learn from our mistakes. Learn from our mistakes. Make better. Make the world better. Be better. And vote for whoever you want. But, like, all I'm saying is don't believe everything you hear about Bernie Sanders. Like, it's all a load of crap. Okay? It's all crap. Maybe just go to one of his rallies and just listen to the man talk. Listen to him for yourself. Hear him. Maybe even try and ask his team some questions. Like, go up to his team and say, hey, I'd really love to know what your stance is on XXXX. That's it. You know, people are not unapproachable, and they're not these godlike beings. If you want to talk to someone, and if you really, really want to talk to someone and do that, then you probably can. You know, you can find a way to do it. So it's not impossible to... Yeah, anyway, take care, people. Peace out. And my next video will definitely be about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. That was a great fight. But I'll go into that in that video. Peace.